Why schools start in September. In the United States, the school year usually begins in September. This pattern is consistent enough that it rarely attracts attention. Parents expect it, students plan around it, institutions depend on it. The date feels fixed. It is not. The September start exists because of ordinary constraints, slow coordination, and administrative convenience. This is the story of how that schedule became normal. Schooling before uniform schedules. In the early history of the United States, there was no national education calendar. Schools were local. Communities decided when instruction would take place. In many places, schooling occurred only when conditions allowed. Attendance was flexible, terms were short. Education adjusted to daily life rather than shaping it. Agriculture and seasonal labor. During the 19th century, most Americans lived in rural areas. Agriculture required labor at specific times of the year. Children were part of that labor system. During planting and harvesting seasons, school attendance declined. As a result, many rural schools operated primarily in winter. Summer and early fall were unreliable periods for instruction. Urban conditions. Cities followed different patterns. Urban children were less involved in farming. However, cities faced heat, crowding, and public health concerns. Before modern cooling, summer classrooms were uncomfortable. Attendance dropped. Urban schools also reduced summer instruction. Toward a compromise. As the United States industrialized, population patterns shifted. Urban and rural systems needed coordination. A shared calendar simplified teacher training, textbook production, and administration. September became a compromise. It avoided peak agricultural labor. It followed the hottest months. Administrative standardization. By the late 19th century, school systems expanded. Districts required predictability. Budgets, payroll, transportation, and curriculum planning all benefited from fixed dates. A fall start aligned with fiscal years. It reduced uncertainty. The invention of summer vacation. Summer vacation was not designed as a benefit. It emerged because attendance was low. Once established, the break remained. As child labor declined, the calendar persisted. The schedule stayed because it already existed. Higher education alignment. Colleges adopted similar calendars. This simplified transitions between education levels. September became standard across institutions. Consistency reinforced itself. Regional adjustments. Not all schools start on the same day. Climate and local policy create variation. However, the structure remains stable. Change is limited. Resistance to change. Alternative calendars have been proposed. Year-round schooling has been tested. Adoption has been minimal. Coordination costs are high. The existing system continues. What the September start represents. The September school year does not represent optimal learning science. It represents historical compromise. It reflects labor patterns, climate, and bureaucracy. It works well enough. Conclusion. American schools start in September because conditions once required it. The reason is practical. The schedule remained through habit. It became normal through repetition. This is boring history. That is the point.